Competitive analysis represents the culmination of external environmental assessment by examining how organizations compete for customers, market share, and long-term profitability. While remote environment analysis identifies macroeconomic drivers and industry analysis evaluates structural attractiveness, competitive analysis focuses on the strategic interactions among firms operating within the same market. Understanding competitive behavior enables organizations to position themselves effectively, allocate resources efficiently, and sustain competitive advantage in increasingly dynamic business environments. Consequently, strategic leaders and CPAs must integrate competitive intelligence with data analytics to support evidence-based strategic decision-making. Competition in the industry. Competition exists whenever organizations seek to satisfy similar customer needs using comparable products, services, technologies, or business models. Competitive intensity influences pricing strategies, innovation, investment decisions, operational efficiency, and ultimately organizational profitability. However, competition extends beyond direct rivals to include substitute products, emerging technologies, disruptive business models, and changing customer preferences that continuously reshape industry boundaries. Strategic competition differs fundamentally from operational competition. Operational competition focuses primarily on improving efficiency, reducing costs, and replicating industry best practices. Strategic competition, by contrast, emphasizes creating distinctive value propositions and developing capabilities that competitors cannot easily imitate. Sustainable competitive advantage therefore depends not simply on operational excellence but on establishing unique strategic positions that deliver superior value to targeted customer segments. The basis of competition refers to the dimensions through which organizations differentiate themselves within an industry. Traditional competitive dimensions include price, product quality, customer service, innovation, technology, brand reputation, distribution capability, speed of delivery, and customer relationships. The relative importance of these dimensions varies across industries and market segments depending upon customer expectations and competitive dynamics. Organizations that clearly understand the dominant basis of competition are better positioned to align investments with long-term strategic priorities. Industry key success factors. Industry key success factors represent the capabilities and resources that organizations must possess to compete successfully within a particular industry. These factors evolve over time as industries mature, customer preferences change, and technological innovation reshapes competitive conditions. Examples include operational efficiency, innovation capability, digital technology, intellectual property, supply chain management, customer experience, regulatory compliance, and sustainability performance. Identifying industry key success factors enables organizations to concentrate strategic resources on activities that generate the greatest competitive impact. Failure to develop these critical capabilities significantly reduces the likelihood of long-term success regardless of short-term financial performance. Strategic leaders therefore continuously monitor industry evolution to ensure organizational competencies remain aligned with changing competitive requirements. Competitive position reflects an organization's relative strength within its industry compared with rivals. Competitive position is determined by market share, financial performance, cost efficiency, brand equity, customer loyalty, innovation capability, technological leadership, and organizational reputation. Organizations occupying strong competitive positions typically possess greater pricing power, stronger bargaining leverage, and enhanced capacity to invest in future growth opportunities. Strategic positioning requires organizations to align internal capabilities with external market opportunities while differentiating themselves from competitors. Rather than attempting to imitate industry leaders, successful organizations develop distinctive combinations of capabilities that create unique customer value and establish defensible market positions. Identifying strategic groups. Within most industries, organizations do not compete equally with every competitor. Instead, firms often cluster into strategic groups that pursue similar competitive strategies, serve comparable customer segments, employ similar technologies, or adopt comparable pricing and distribution models. Strategic group analysis provides a more nuanced understanding of competitive rivalry by identifying clusters of firms facing similar strategic challenges and opportunities. Analyzing strategic groups enables organizations to identify direct competitors, assess mobility barriers between strategic positions, anticipate competitor responses, and evaluate opportunities for strategic repositioning. Understanding these competitive clusters also supports benchmarking activities by allowing organizations to compare performance against strategically similar firms rather than against the entire industry. Further implications for leadership and management. The effectiveness of external analysis depends significantly upon leadership capability. Leaders must establish the scope of analysis, challenge assumptions, encourage objective evaluation, and ensure that strategic discussions remain focused on long-term organizational success rather than short-term operational concerns. Effective leaders recognize that strategic analysis is an ongoing process rather than a periodic planning exercise. Framing the external analysis requires leadership judgment regarding which environmental factors, markets, technologies, and competitors warrant strategic attention. Given the increasing complexity of global business environments, leaders must prioritize relevant information while avoiding analytical overload and maintaining strategic focus. The rapid expansion of digital technologies has made data management a strategic capability. Organizations generate enormous volumes of structured and unstructured information from financial systems, operational processes, social media, customer interactions, and external databases. Strategic leaders must therefore establish robust data governance frameworks that ensure information quality, accessibility, security, and analytical relevance. Business intelligence systems, artificial intelligence, predictive analytics, and real-time dashboards increasingly support strategic monitoring and decision-making. Leadership also requires organizations to respond effectively to change. Technological disruption, regulatory reform, geopolitical uncertainty, sustainability expectations, and evolving customer behaviors require continuous environmental scanning and organizational adaptability. Rather than reacting defensively to external change, strategic leaders proactively identify emerging opportunities and reposition organizational capabilities to maintain competitive advantage. The role of the CPA has expanded significantly within this strategic context. Modern CPAs contribute through business intelligence, performance analytics, strategic forecasting, investment evaluation, risk assessment, and integrated reporting. By transforming financial and non-financial data into actionable strategic insights, CPAs support evidence-based leadership decisions and strengthen organizational governance. Ultimately, external analysis provides the foundation for internal strategic assessment. Insights regarding industry growth, competitive positioning, customer behavior, technological disruption, and market opportunities inform subsequent evaluation of organizational resources and capabilities. The integration of external and internal analysis enables organizations to identify strategic strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, thereby supporting the formulation of resilient strategies capable of creating sustainable competitive advantage in an increasingly uncertain global environment.